Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Pick-A-Card reading. In this special reading, I want us to look at our New Year resolutions for the coming year. So if you're stuck in this area or you're not sure how to focus your intentions, then you do want to stick around for this reading because it might prove really insightful for you. And then another thing you can do is you can tune into your horoscope reading. I'm going to link that below, and also to your 2020 vision forecast, which I'll also link in the description and add a card in here. This is based on your horoscope, so you might want to tune into that for intention setting and the month-by-month detailed forecast. And if you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe so you can tune into some pretty interesting readings with the amazing Lenormand deck. Now, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to produce 5 different groups of cards. So you've got the Serpentine here, and we've got a die, and the owl and wisdom. I've got a piece of a chess piece here. It's the knight. And I've got an acorn. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have 7 cards per each of these groups, and I want to do the shuffling with you. And so what ends up happening is we're going to have 7 cards per group, and then we're going to be left with 1 card because the deck has 36 cards. And we're going to use this card to set our intention together for the whole year as a whole, and we're going to use that card to anchor the rest of the reading. So let's do this together. And so we're going to shuffle the deck a little bit. Of course I have it shuffled, but I want to do this with you as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal 7 cards per group, and you can use this time to focus on which group you want to tune into for this reading. And of course the timestamps are in the description as well, so look at these and choose your reading. All right, so we have 7 cards per group, and so think about which group you want to tune into, and let's turn over the last card here. Oh, wow. Am I happy to see this, folks? This is the star. This is one of the most beautiful cards of the deck. It's all about wish fulfillment. It's all about having faith and being ambitious and tuning into our higher self. I am so happy to see this card right now. So let's make a wish, or several wishes. Let's tune into this very powerful energy and set your intention for the coming year. This is so beautiful. All right, let's set this card aside. Let's keep it in view as best we can. And let's tune into the first reading. We're going to start with the Serpentine. All right, here we are with the first group. We've got the Serpentine. I'm laying it over the star so we can draw some energy from this beautiful, beautiful card. And wow, I'm so happy to get this. Really, I'm so happy for all of us. So we've got the 7 cards for Serpentine here, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw them in a simple line of 7. I am not going to change the order of the cards, the initial order of the cards. I'm just going to deal them off the top, and the central card I'm going to offset a little bit so that it anchors the reading visually better. So here we go, Serpentine group. Let's look at this powerful set of cards here. All right. Now, for the Serpentine group, I can see that there is a major change at hand. Now, I want you to remember, you're going to see some challenging cards because all of the cards are being used. This is one deck, but remember the star. This is a year of healing, wish fulfillment. So remember to tune into this energy. And what we're seeing in your line is what you need to overcome in order to land on your wish. I absolutely need you to believe in the power of this card here, but really in the power of your own abilities and your higher self. So the key card here, Serpentine group, is the road. This is a major change. And when we see these challenging cards that come before the road, we are seeing that you need to let go of a long-standing, challenging issue, an issue that had been a total obstacle for you and that now needs to be gone, needs to be put behind you. So you see the Tower is all about what's been long-standing, the long-term. And then the whip is challenging, and on top of that, with the mountain, it has to do with a blockage, something that had been stopping you. and now we're seeing that you're able to move past this. And it's also possible that the whip really comes to your advantage. You see, the whip is an aggressive card, and sometimes you are called to be more aggressive with a situation. This doesn't have to mean anything negative in that sense, but like you need to put more energy into it. You need to be more committed to moving past the challenge and being fully focused in this sense, and to keep at it, to persist and to keep at it until you break through. And so the road is really beautiful to see in here, because we see that you're able to move past this blockage, this challenge here. Now, on the other side of the road, we have an important message with regards to relationships. Now, when it comes to relationships, the mouse is challenging. It has to do with issues of trust. And when I see the garden next to the mouse, it has to do with a crowd or a group of people. And the ring, of course, is a card of relationships. Now, of course, this can be about your personal relationship and the idea that you've outgrown a certain relationship and you need to move past it. For some of you, it might mean divorcing or breaking up, or really moving past the issues that have been preventing you from growing. And these issues are focused on relationships, at least as we can see in this part of the layout. Now, another thing that I think is coming through, and especially in light of this beautiful star here, it's the idea that in order to grow, sometimes we move past a certain group of people. And I'm really thinking about groups here because of the garden. The garden is about community, society, and these relationships, whereas the ring is more focused on the closer relationship. So together, I have a feeling, and especially in light of this side here and with the road, this important change card in the middle of your line, is that it's really possible that you've outgrown a certain environment, a certain group of people, a community, a certain level of sorts, and it's time for you to grow and move on. And the purpose of that is really to achieve your highest good. And so this happens, folks. It happens in life that we outgrow certain people, we outgrow certain groups. And it's not always easy, right? It's not always easy to move past people. It's not always easy to say, well, I think I'm done with this and I think I'm on to something else now. First of all, it can attract a lot of envy and resentment because, people don't always like to see other people going after their dreams, chasing their goals. And in another sense, it might be difficult because you still have an attachment and there's a lot of things you might like about the environment. But it's very important to get clear about the limitations of this and how you can move on to something new so that you can build further. So this is a really important year for you to think about what you have outgrown, whether it's an environment or a certain relationship, and to consider how it could have been holding you back and how you can move past this now so that you can achieve your goals. All right? So this is somewhat of a challenging line, but I think liberation is very much a possibility. When we look at the road in context of the star, this is very much about pursuing your goals. It's time to declutter, to let go of negative energy, blockages, anything that's holding you back so that you can pursue this. So it's about setting yourself free. Now in the process, you have choice. The road is a card of choice. You can go in different directions like you see here. So what are you going to do about this? Where are you heading? What choice do you have? And what are you going to do about this? Remember to tune into your higher self. It is here for you. You know what's right for you. Just summon the courage, do what you need to do, and pursue your highest good. What a beautiful reading. I sincerely hope you take it to heart. Leave me some comments. Tell me how you feel about it. And I certainly look forward to pursuing these readings with you in the new year. Now, before I let you go, I want you to tune into the resources that I have for you. They're all linked in the description, and also visit my website for private readings, of course, but I also teach the practice, and so you'll find a lot of really good resources for that. So I hope you tune in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm looking forward to our next reading together. All right, here we are with the second group. We've got the die, and I'm placing it on top of this very beautiful card, the star, so that we can draw its amazing energies. I'm going to keep the cards in the order that we drew them. I'm just going to turn them over and we're going to deal them in a line. And this is a line of 7. We're going to offset the central card so that it's more visually appealing for us to interpret the line. So here we go. Now this is one very, very beautiful line. Lots of beautiful cards here. We've got the man, sun, and house. We've got the ship in the middle, and then the beautiful clover, flowers, and lily. So this is a line focused on activity, but also possibly travel. But the key with the ship is really to expand your horizons. At this stage or in this year, you need to focus on expanding your horizons, on growing, and we're going to see here it's about expressing yourself, and it probably has to do with your career and what you do in life. Now we start the line with the man, and then we have the sun and the house. So this is a very beautiful set of cards for relationships, probably closer relationships, not only because of the man, which can represent a partnership, whichever one you are, and then the house, which has to do with home and family and your closer circle. And you can see here we have an all-around beautiful card. The sun is a beautiful card of wish fulfillment, of abundance, comfort, luxury, achievement. I mean, all of these can be attributed to the sun. So there is a certain person here who plays an important role for you in this year, someone close to home or even possibly your partner. Of course, if this is about a love relationship, then you could get serious, or maybe you meet someone if you're single. All of these are possible. But then we have the ship. Now, what's interesting is that the ship is on the other side of the house. Now, sometimes this can refer to a move. So you could be moving where you live. You could be moving your foundations. In general, the ship has to do with a lot of activity. It's an active card, it's an ambitious card, and every time we see it, it's about expanding our horizons. So because it's right in the middle of the line, this year you want to focus on expanding your horizons. You need to explore, you need to be open to new ideas, you need to have an open mind, you need to have the courage to go out there. And when we see the clover, flowers, and lily, really the key for me here is the flowers, because it's the card of creativity. It's the card of expression. And so the clover is an all-around lucky card, but when we see the lily on the other side of the flowers, then it's really possible that you might want to get creative, explore a new avenue in your career. Perhaps a hobby can become a source of income. Perhaps a hobby can become something bigger. Perhaps you can express your creativity more in what you're doing. The idea is really to start pushing the boundaries because of the ship. And this whole line tells you that this is the right thing to do. So if you had been hesitating or holding yourself back, or you'd been shy, or any of those things that cause us to wobble and not really commit, this is what needs to be overcome this year. And you want to focus on really expanding. So just move forward, let yourself go, let yourself express yourself and explore. It is definitely a good year for this. You have lots of positive energy that helps you with this. And you also have relationships that come to your support with this. So really, I think you should totally take advantage of this year to put your best foot forward and to just move on and explore. It's a year of creativity, of abundance, and possibly of changes as well. Because when we see the ship on the other side of the house, which can refer to moves, of course, physical moves and physical travels can show up, but spiritually, it's more about making changes and really growing and exploring, and to open yourself up to all sorts of good and all sorts of possibilities. So I really hope you take these messages to heart and you really make these changes to align with your higher self. You can achieve so many wonderful things if you would just allow yourself to explore and to move forward in these directions. So a beautiful set of cards here. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about this. Leave me some comments. I'm really looking forward to reading them. Before I let you go, I want to say thanks again for tuning in, and I want to refer you to my website and the other links that I have for you in the description. Of course, I offer private readings, but I also have all sorts of wonderful resources for you to explore this amazing deck. So I hope you keep in touch, and I'm looking forward to our readings together in 2020. All right, here we are with the third group. This is for the owl, the wisdom owl, and I'm putting it on top of the star so that we're connected with this beautiful energy of this beautiful card. And I've got the 7 cards that we dealt earlier. I'm going to keep them in the order that we dealt them in, and I'm just going to lay them out in a line of 7. We're going to offset the middle card so that we have a better visualization of what's key. All right, now this is a really powerful line for you, Owl group. We have the scythe right in the middle here, and this has to do with a severance. I'm just going to move these a little bit more into view. And so the scythe is about really cutting something off. What is it you're going to cut off? Yourself. From what? From anything that is holding you back. And there seems to be a very important ending figuring this year for you. And the idea here is that you need to let go. You need to let go completely. So starting at the beginning, we've got the cross, the dog, and the book. Now this is a pretty mysterious set of cards here. The cross and book, if I saw these two together and just without the dog, it has to do with spirituality, religion, faith, and things that are unknown. And it's really about delving into these matters. Now, the fact that we have the dog in between here can indicate a couple of things. It can suggest that you initiate yourself into these matters, that you become really interested in spiritual things. And so the dog here can represent you, and it has to do with being a junior as opposed to a senior. So this is where we get the idea that you are interested in these things and you are moving into them, you're discovering them. That's really possible. Another way to read this triplet here is that there is a friend or someone whom you don't yet know becomes a friend. And this person can inspire you to make some really important changes. That's one way to look at it, but another way to look at it is that you separate from this person or possibly a group of people. And the reason for this is really clear from the other side here. We've got the clouds, coffin, and anchor. When we have the coffin and anchor together, it is a clear indication that you need to put something to an end. Something has to be brought to a completion this year. And the clouds here can be challenging because it has to do with confusion, nebulous affairs, things not clear, tension, anxiety, and that stress. It's very mental in character, and it has to do with the mind. And so when we see it in the context of these cards and also with the scythe, very importantly, it's really, really critical for you to focus on breaking through any confusion, on achieving clarity, and really to sever yourself from any negative energy that is holding you back. It is really time for bringing something to a head. It's better to let it go than to try to wrestle with it, than to try to fix it, than to try to make it work. When you know that it's really time to cut your losses or to cut yourself off from this thing that is simply not working. Now, if we were to consider these cards as suggesting this spiritual adventure or this spiritual beginning that we said was possible through the cross and the book together, then this could really radically change your ideas. It's very possible that there is a revelation, especially when we see the book and scythe together. There is this flash of insight or a miracle or something lands on you. And it completely changes how you see things. That is a possibility. And so with that happening, you can never be the same again. As they say, when the eye opens, it never closes again. You just cannot unsee what you see. The insight, the realization, the clarity, the visions that you get. It's possible that you get these revelations and you just can't see life the way you were seeing it before. And so what that does is it's going to shift your direction a little bit, and some things are going to end in the process. Now, I would really welcome that, because when we have the star in light of the scythe, in light of this entire spread, then this really has to do with your higher self. And remember that any of these readings, because we got the star, it is shining its light on all of these readings. This is a year to bring out our highest good. This is a year for all of us to tune into our highest good and to materialize our wishes. And I'm still really so amazed at seeing this star for us in these readings. So when we see the star in light of this pretty powerful set of cards here, remember that this revelation, these insights, or whatever it is you're releasing yourself from, is enabling you to get that much closer to your highest good. This is definitely in your highest good, to release yourself from anything that had been holding you back and to embrace this new perspective. And this can perturb you a little bit. Anytime we have a major realization, it can be a little bit perturbing. So I think it's really important for you to be willing to see where this takes you. And in all cases, as I said, you can't really unsee it. So it's going to be important for you. And actually, to be honest, I'm really, really happy for you, because these are life-changing revelations that, not everyone has an opportunity to see them. And if you're able to see them, then, that's really, really good for you. And I really hope you embrace it. And I hope you move forward with moving past the old way of seeing things to really bring these matters to your completion. And you're going to know what matters these are in time, and to release yourself and to just be willing to see. And in the process, you will know that you are pursuing your highest good. So this is a very exciting line. It's a pretty powerful line, and I'm really happy to see it. I know most people don't connect like this with the challenging cards of the deck, but I have to say that I don't always see negative cards, or quote unquote negative cards, as negative cards, but I like the richness that they bring into a reading and the perspective that they can bring into the reading. And I sincerely hope that you're able to tune in to the cards like this with me. So again, a beautiful set of cards. I wish you the very best of luck with this amazing insight that you're about to land on this year, and to focus yourself on your highest good and to really release what isn't working for you so that you can embrace this powerful new perspective. I wish you the very best of luck with this. I look forward to your comments. Please let me know how you feel about this. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that I have plenty of resources for you. Check them out in the description box. And you might also want to check out my website for private readings. And I also teach the practice, so be sure to tune in. So thanks so much again for being part of this. And I am looking forward to our readings together in 2020. And here we are on group 4. So group 4 is the Knight, the Chess Knight, and I have your 7 cards. They are in the same order that we dealt them in. I'm going to keep them in this order, and I'm going to lay out the cards in a line of 7. I'm just going to offset the central card so we have a good visualization of what's key. So here we go. All right, now this is an exciting line to see. There's so many movement cards, and the key coming through this reading is communication. We've got the letter, we've got the stork, the rider, and the bird. All 4 cards are about communication. And so this is really a time to express yourself and to give and take, to transact and to communicate. And clarity is going to be key. Now, what's really interesting is that we have the snake at the very end of the line. And the snake, contrary to all of these communication cards, is actually a really quiet card. It's the card of silence, the idea that silence is golden. It's really nice to see it at the end of the line. And I have an idea of why, but let's start building the line from the beginning. But first, let's focus on the rider. So the rider is all about goals. It's all about achievement. It's about moving forward. And when we see it in light of the beautiful star, this is about achieving what you want. This is about going after what you want. And so this is what you need to put at the center stage of your year. So it's very important to become clear about what matters to you. It's very important to become clear about what your goals are. What are you going to spend your time pursuing? You want to make sure that you are pursuing what's actually in your highest good. You don't want to waste time pursuing things that don't matter. Frivolities, time wasters, distractions, I think they need to leave your system and your life this year, because focus is really key with these cards. Now, what's interesting is that we've got the letter, bear, and stork at the outset. There is a powerful message. There is a powerful piece of news that comes your way. And this really kicks off the whole thing. So you want to stay tuned for news, communications, or information that comes through. And you want to make sure that you've got the right information. So you might want to be thorough, you want to check the facts, and once you've checked your facts, you want to kick off and get moving. Now, travel and physical movement in that sense is also very possible. You might need to do several trips, you might need to go different places. You have lots to do. You're probably going to have a long to-do list with lots of things to take care of, but I think you're on top of it, you're organized. And remember, if you're focused on the goals and the right goals, then you're not going to be distracted and you're going to be able to achieve that stuff on your to-do list. You're going to be able to check them off one by one. More broadly though, this is about direction, communication, goals, and that sense of focus. So again, the idea that is coming through here is not only physical news that comes to you, but the idea of really tuning into your priorities and to being on top of them so that you can move forward and be active, achieving your wonderful goals and your wishes. Now, on the other side of the rider, we've got an interesting set of cards. We've got the heart, the bear, and the snake. Now, the heart is really nice to see in the context here because it has to do with kindness, compassion, being positive, speaking well, speaking kindly. And it's really an opportunity to be positive in your expression. So all things positive affirmations are highlighted here, especially when we see the heart and bird, because the bird is the card of expression in the vocal sense. So speaking, discussions, debates, they're all highlighted by the bird. So it's really nice to see the heart in the context of communication because we can see that there's some very positive give and take. What's tricky is the snake that shows up at the end of the line. So the bird and snake can mean that some folks or some people in your environment are not really telling you the truth, or they're not really 100% about what they're saying. They could be half-hearted about their feelings. But what I'm seeing for you is that you are going to become really clear about who feels this way and who is well-intended. And so the snake really comes to your advantage in this context because the snake is really sharp. Like the rider, it is very goal-oriented and it's really not easily fooled. So what's interesting here is that the more you communicate, the more you get exposure, the more you see who are the people who are going to help you and who are the ones who are not. Now, another important thing that comes through the snake, and I think this is really key, is that when you're out there communicating, transacting, interacting, and being out there pursuing your ambitions, keep in mind that you do not always have to tell everyone what you have in mind. You want to be strategic about how you go about achieving your goals, about how you go about networking, communicating, and sharing information. Be strategic. You don't always have to reveal everything you have in mind. So think about this before you take action, before you send out communications, before you make a move. Always keep in mind that you don't always have to reveal everything. So think about what matters for you to communicate and just communicate that. So be strategic. And I think this is a pretty important message coming through. With this in mind, you should really be able to achieve your goals. I just want you to be strategic about it, to be calm, to check everything, to keep your eyes on the prize and to be strategic and to get a sense and a feel for, how others feel about you. Remember, again, you don't have to say everything. Just be strategic and then pursue your goals. And the rider is a card of success. So it's a card of achievement. With the star, it's very clear you'll be able to achieve your goals. And another thing, if you're going to prove really successful, which you're really likely, not only because of the rider, but also because of the star, you don't always want to share your success with everyone. Maybe not everyone appreciates it. There could be a bit of envy. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, a beautiful line. It's a very active line. Lots of activity for you in the coming year. So be sure you prioritize everything, achieve clarity, double check the information, be strategic, and keep moving forward. Achievement is at hand for you. So a beautiful line here, powerful activity, very busy. Get going, don't stop, keep at it. and I wish you the very best of luck with this. Before I let you go, I want to remind you that I have plenty of resources for you. Of course, I offer private readings, and you'll find the links in the description, but I also teach the practice. You might want to tune into my work and to stay in the loop with me. So thanks so much again, and I'm looking forward to our readings together in 2020. All right, here we are in group 5. This is for the acorn, and I'm placing the little acorn on top of the beautiful star card because we are connecting with this very beautiful energy. So we have 7 cards here. I've got them in the same order that I initially dealt them in, and I'm going to keep them in that order. We're going to draw a line of 7, and I'm going to offset the middle card so we have a good visualization of what is key for you in 2020. So here we go. All right, now a pretty clear line here with a woman right in the middle of it. So a woman is central this year. Now the woman can represent you, that's possible. If that's the case, then the focus is on you this year. And so this woman is central here, and you want to focus on this relationship. If you tune in, you're going to know which woman it is the cards are talking about. And again, this could be yourself. And it's possible that also in time within the year it unfolds. Now, I'm also seeing some very beautiful cards here in this line. So let's begin at the beginning. The tree, fox, and fish. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this has to do with the job because the fox and fish is often about income and about the job. And what's nice is that the tree is all about growth and possibly even a promotion. And even if you don't work, or perhaps you do projects, or you're in business with yourself, these cards are very, very beautiful. And so the financial element is highlighted in this line, and prosperity and growth in this regard are very, very likely. And then on the other side, we've got the moon, key, and child. Now this is a beautiful set of cards indicating a positive new beginning, a successful new beginning. And because of the key, a breakthrough is possible. So the idea of figuring something out or unlocking your potential or opening up to new dimensions of creativity are all really possible for you this year. And so you want to focus on yourself or on this woman. If it is about you, if the woman is you, then it is about unlocking your potential. And if this is someone else, then she will be able to help you break through. She could have an influence on your affairs. She could favor you in certain ways that enable you to grow in these ways that we're talking about here. So focus on this relationship or focus on yourself and make these changes happen. Now, another key that is coming through these cards is that it is a practical, material, tangible kind of energy, and so you want to focus on results, especially with the key and the beautiful fish here. You want to focus on results. You want to focus on outcomes, on tangible outcomes. So the message is make it happen, make it happen. And then the child here towards the end of the line suggests that you are able to unlock a new beginning, and that this year is about moving forward towards this new beginning. In the process, though, you do really well. Financial prosperity, material well-being, and growth in these regards. Even if you've had challenges, solutions are at hand for you. And again, this woman is key. If she is yourself, then you want to pull out miracles out of yourself. And remember, the star is an all-around wish fulfillment beautiful card, and we got this for all of our readings. And if it is someone else, then this is certainly someone who understands you and who can help you bloom in these ways. So be open to the support that comes from her. A very beautiful set of cards. Again, the material element is highlighted, practical outcomes are highlighted. So make it happen. Take these steps and make it happen. So overall, this is a beautiful, beautiful 2020 resolution focus for you. Material well-being, prosperity, abundance, all figure here, along with solutions and new beginnings. So make it happen. Tune into your higher self and allow yourself to be guided by what you know should be happening for you. So let me know how this is playing out for you. Let me know your thoughts about this. This is such a beautiful line. I'm really looking forward to your comments. Very best of luck with it all. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that I have plenty of resources for you. Check out the description box with all of the links in there, and check out my website. Of course, I offer private readings, but I also teach the practice. And so if you're interested in that, you'll find that I have plenty of robust resources for that. So thank you so much again for tuning in, and I am looking to our readings together in the new year.